Assalamu alaikum, dear students and viewers. I hope you will be quite fine. And I am Naseer Ahmad with Chapter 7 of Chemistry, Subject Science Class 10th. So let us begin. Our chapter is Periodic Classification of Elements. Let us look first of all about the contents that we are going to study in this chapter. First of all, we study about introduction of this chapter. Then we will learn about the DOBEREINER'S, TRIADS, its merits and demerits, then Newland's law of octaves and Mendeleev's periodic law, and lastly we are going to deal with modern periodic table. Let us come to the introduction. Here, first of all, we know what is element. Element is that substance which is made up of similar kind of atoms which cannot be broken down into simpler components by any non-nuclear chemical reaction. Going towards the history of this chapter, here we see till 1800 we had only 13 known elements, and later on up to 1865 there were 63 elements known, and at present currently we have 118 elements in our periodic table, and among these 118 elements 94 are occurring naturally on Earth's surface, and the remaining 24 are synthetic elements. And if we look on the modern periodic table, the first element there is hydrogen, and the last, that is 118th element, it is organism. Then comes another question: why we do classification? For which purpose we need to classify elements or any other things? As classification must in day-to-day life for getting the information about things, for using easily the things. And same is here case, as the number of elements discovered has increased till date, and it is difficult to remember their behavior, their properties. So it was necessary to classify them so we could understand how they react, how they form different compounds. When we group these elements into different classes, such type of classification is called periodic classification. This method requires arranging the elements that are alike. We separate the alike ones in different tables, different periods, in different groups. And we will see later on in the periodic tables what are we doing there. Also, we use periodic table to compare the properties of elements. It also helps us to understand how different elements form different compounds. A number of scientists tried to classify the elements in different way. Then in our textbook we have John Wolfgang Dobereiner. Among the earlier attempts, first of all it was John Dalton, who studied about the around masses of the elements, but a real classification was started by Dobereiner. He was a German physicist, and in 1817 he began to formulate one of the earliest attempts to classify the elements. What he did, he grouped the elements. At that time there were 30 elements. No, he grouped these 30 elements in a group of trio, 3 elements. What he did, he put 3 elements which having same properties, similar properties, and called these groups as triads. We know them with the name Dobereiner triads, and he found 3 such groups. What was the property of these triads? According to his law, the atomic mass of the middle element of a triad is the arithmetic mean of the atomic mass of the other 2 elements. Let us see his table and try to explain what he wants to convey. Here is our Dobereiner's periodic table. Let us see this chlorine, bromine, and iodine in set 3. What he was trying to say, this is one of the triad he explained it. The chlorine having atomic mass 35.5 units, then bromine having 80, then iodine having 127. According to him, the middle one will have atomic mass near about the average of the first and the third. If we see below, 35.5 plus 127 is divided by 2 is equal to 81.2. So it is clear, it is evident that it is 81 point is near about 80. And this was his explanation to his classification. Though he could not explain various things that we have known today, but he encouraged other chemists, other scientists to classify the elements according to their masses. Then we will study today about limitation of Dobereiner's triads. He tried to group the elements in different uh, periods, but there were some limitations which we will study here. First of all, there were 30 elements at that time, and he could not classify all the 30 into triad. This was main limitation of his periodic table. Secondly, the rules of Dobereiner's triad could not be applied to the elements which had very low or high masses. Only few elements he could group into the triads. For example, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, they are put together in the triad, but the mass of chlorine is not equal to the average of fluorine and bromine. This was the limitation. Second and last, after the advancement of techniques of measuring atomic mass more correctly, Dobereiner's law became obsolete. The atomic mass is given by Dobereiner were not so accurate that we find today. I hope this topic would have helped you. This topic will help you in understanding the basic concepts about the classification elements. And this is all for today. Thank you.